Alright, what's up guys? Una here for another OPTC video. Today we're going to just be talking about turtles. Real quick, I wanted to show you kind of what I put together for my teams. I'm not saying these are the best or the fastest, but I will say these are very, very good teams and they will net you lots and lots of runs on these turtles. So I'm going to talk about it from two perspectives. One, from if you're still building up your team, and two, if you already have the levels to do lots of damage. And I'll talk about kind of captains for each one. So for strength, obviously you're going to want to be using these against the Dex turtle runs. I'd highly recommend looking at Monster Chopper. He's a fantastic lead. Obviously, he's the 3x lead for strength units. And if you don't have him, you can bring along any 2.5 captains such as Blackbeard, or even looking at strikers such as Captain Kidd here. But mostly what you're going to pick is basically the strongest lead that you can. If you have at least 2 units or at least 1 unit that's 1200 or 1000 or 1200 damage, you can take out the Elder. 1000 damage you can, I think, with a matching orb after a full 6 run. With 1200, I think you can take the Elder out with a matching orb on your 4th turn, and then use the last 2 characters, 5th and 6th characters, to actually take out the 2 back units for a 5-turn clear. So basically, I put together just basically beat sticks, honestly, except for Kidd and full body here. So for Kidd, he's a fantastic unit because he has a 6-turn cooldown to give himself a matching orb, which is really useful for clearing that Elder Turtle if you weren't able to farm orbs. Usually you can farm orbs in advance, but every now and then there's that time that you can't. And if you can't, then here's that 6-turn can give you the guaranteed matching orb to take the Elder out. And what's nice also about Chopper is he's one of the few 3xers that doesn't lose his attack bonus after he gets hit. He just has limited health. And then a very important character for turtles is Double Iron Fist Full Body. He's the evolved version of Full Body, but his special deals 200 damage, just straight base damage to one enemy, and that's really critical for teams that don't have the damage yet. You can use that to take out the Elder Turtle in the final room. And you want to do the Elder Turtle first almost every time, because that gives you a higher chance of at least I believe it gives you a higher chance of the Elder Turtle dropping. Because if you take out the back 2 units, there's a chance that they might drop first, in which case you have no chance of getting the Elder Turtle. So not only is he useful for strength teams, you can actually place him on any team you bring to the Turtle Squad. So if you can't clear this in 5 turns, or for consistently, because you don't have the 3x captain, or if your 2.5 team just doesn't have enough damage, you should probably consider Full Body as a great subunit, because his special will max out at 5 turns, I believe. I've never farmed for him. My teams do enough damage that I just haven't had a need for him, but he is useful coming up. So looking at Dex, you're going to want to look at Apu. He is a rare recruit, unfortunately. I have been playing this game. I just got my 250-day warning, and I just got Apu. I was super excited. I've had Law for basically all 250 days almost. I want to say he's one of my first pulls. So finally, to get Apu, it's been a dream. But he's a great lead. If you don't have him, I was using Law, Mihawk, or Mihawk. You could do a slasher version. You don't have to do an all dex. You can do a slasher. Because I do have Koza and I do have Double Finger. Obviously, Double Finger has a much higher cooldown at 8 turns that you can actually boost your attack if you're having a problem with just 2.5 lead. But honestly, there's not too much to this. If I didn't have the high levels, the fully maxed out Dovi, the fully maxed out Mihawk and Law, I would just bring a Full Body to help out with the Elder Turtle. And one thing I forgot to mention too is in terms of sockets, the only one that you really care about is this one, matching sockets right here, the slot rate boost. If you can get a level 1 or level 2, that would be fantastic, because that's also going to help you with farming your orbs, because the stage 3 and stage 4, you're only going to have 3 units, or the 1 if you get the secret Elder Turtle, in which case you can just, if you get an orb on your hard hitter, such as Doflamingo or really Mihawk or Law for this team, or I guess Zoro too, you'd want to save at least 1 matching orb for the Elder Turtle to take him out on your 4th character attack. For the quick units, you're going to want to look at Thatch. Before Thatch, I think I ran Enel. I do have Ace, but at this point in the game, he's kind of outdated. Not many people use Ace anymore because it's just easier just to use Enel, or you bump it up to a Boa Hancock or Marco. That is the nice thing about quick units, is that even if I was using Enel, I'd have like a Boa or a Marco friend to kind of run through it. What's interesting about this squad is you do want to consider having a Sanji on your team, especially if you don't have double. I already forgot his name. Was it double Iron Fist full body? If you don't have him, you should definitely consider Sanji, and even with him, you can consider him too because he can just clear a room. Any turtle room after 10 turns, Sanji will just clear it. A very, very useful special, and then even then, if you still are having problems, you can bring along Kaku, who maxes at 10, and he will help boost orbs to help push through any of the turtles that you're having problems with. For the Psi units, Marco is your lead. He is the 3x lead. He will lose damage if he gets hit at all. Well, actually, it's actually not 100% health. So this is kind of a lie. It's actually 99% health. So if like a treasure turtle hits you and you have enough health where he does less than 1% damage, you actually still keep your damage boost. Small little interesting side fact. But here I'd really recommend bringing an Iron Fist if you have it. You can bring Usopp. I bring him mostly because of the matching orb. And then you do have a Rakuyo, who can max out at 10 turns to give you a matching orb as well. Hopefully you don't have to wait that long. It's going to be super hard to wait that long if you're using a 3x captain. So if you don't have him, you can bring Shanks. He's a 2.5. And if you don't have him, Garp is kind of your free-to-play lead. Can't remember what Frankie does. I've never evolved Frankie, but definitely there's usually a lot of legend Shank friends that you can bring along for side teams too. And finally for int teams, you've got Moria. All these 3x captains I think are rare recruits, aren't they? Which is unfortunate. And what's also unfortunate for int particularly too is almost all their leads are kind of difficult. I think Buggy is a free to play lead at 2x, but I mean Taonami, Vista, with the 2x 2 HP, Vista, Taonami with the 2.5, they're rare recruits, which stinks. But the good thing about int though is that you do have some absolute powerhouse free to play units in terms of Aokiji and Croc here again. If you can, it'd be great to have matching orbs. Luckily, my team does enough damage that I don't need to bring double finger or anything like that, and then I can usually farm out an orb on stage 3 or 4. So that's what I'd recommend for teams. You can put together a team consisting of these marine type people. So this guy, there's a different color for each one of them. I don't have the Dex or the Psi units because all they do is heal. I think they're like heal 5x characters RCV, which I don't find useful. But if you got all 5 of these, you can actually do a tandem that does 2,000 damage to take out basically all the levels. So all you need to do is get a tandem warp to push through for these guys. And I do see these guys used, somewhat commonly. It's not a must-have. But this team will definitely work for clearing out the turtles as well. So really the points being is when you're building your crew, first consider kind of who's going to be your fixed damage unit if you need it. Do you have the 3x lead or the 2.5x lead? If you do, you need to have a 1200 or 1000 hitter with a matching orb based on turn 4 or turn 6 to really be taking out that elder first. And other than that, it's just kind of a punch, 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 smash, 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 and just move as fast as you can. Let's do a couple runs here, and we'll see how long it takes me. So there you have it, guys. We had 18 runs. You can see I made a lot of mistakes. Definitely that first round where I missed my attacks and didn't take out the Elder definitely hurt me. And I had 2 system restarts, one due to the new day finding, and one due to my own app. So decent run, 18. I know you can get to 19. I'm not sure if I've ever done 20. I really don't. I don't count, but I know I've done 19. So one thing I forgot to do, another thing I forgot to do is sort my list. You can sort, for example, if you're doing quick runs, you can sort by RCV, and then you'll have your Legend Marcos and your boas at the top. You can sort by attack for when it's like a strength run, so that way your monster choppers are always at the attack. And you can sort by RCV and kind of get a good hint for your law and Apu leads and stuff like that. So there are some tricks that you can do on your friends list with sorts. I forgot to mention that you can speed things up by not finishing your attack. So you'll see I did a lot of just goods because that's all I needed really to take things out, but be careful because that can screw up the speed of your run too. So good luck with your turtle farming, guys. Hopefully these tips helped and just kind of shared a little bit about what it takes to, or at least how I do the turtle runs. Hopefully you can get your numbers up if you weren't there already. Leave your tips below in the comments if you guys have things that I can do that I can improve, because I'd love to do more runs quicker. So good luck, guys. Bye.